Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 3 of Bob's Burgers. So yeah, we're enjoying this series so far. The second episode was drastically better and funnier than the first, but the first still wasn't bad, so I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. I still don't know how many episodes this has. Maybe I should look that up real quick. Let me see if I can find out. If this works. But yeah, I'm enjoying the characters so far. I'm enjoying the situations. Here we go. And it's just proving to be pretty funny. The interesting thing is I've seen some of Archer, which I don't know if it's made by the same people, but it at least has H. John Benjamin in it as well. And it's like, I know they cross over. This is just so much better than that. I saw a couple episodes of Archer. I wasn't getting into it. It was very try hard in my opinion. But this has proven to be much better. And I'm really enjoying it. So let's see here. So there's 12 seasons of this. But I need to know how many episodes are in season 1 at least. Okay, here's a breakdown. Okay, so apparently season 1 has 13 episodes. Season 2 has 9, and then every season after that has just about 20 episodes. So it seems mostly consistent, though it's like like one season has 23, most of them seem to have 22, a couple of 21, one has 19, but it's all around that area for the most part, except for the first 2 seasons, which are shorter, which kind of make a little sense. And then there's the movie, which is coming out, looks like May of this year. And season 12 is the current one. I feel like this could easily be one of those like animated sitcom shows though that get like so popular they just keep, or have gotten so popular that they just keep pumping out seasons, and unfortunately it just gets stale really quickly. Because it's like, as much as I'm enjoying this so far, I don't see how 12 seasons is warranted for this series. I really don't see that as being necessary. You know what I mean? Like, that many seasons for something like Supernatural, it's like, sure, yeah. That series had long ongoing story arcs involving, like, the same kind of creatures or enemies or whatnot, so it's like that made it work. And with this, it's like they could have ongoing story arcs, sure, but it's like I think this is more going to be like a Simpsons kind of deal, where it's just like it just does a bunch of random stuff, and it's probably going to end up recycling jokes and material and whatnot. I don't know. It's just like whenever I see that a series has that many seasons, it can be a little bit of a concern. because it's like not many shows can pull this off when they're episodic like this. And by nature, this show is episodic. It's like, unless like this series somehow ends up evolving into some like big notable story arcs, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like the kind of series that would work for that. It's not like it's Steven Universe or anything like that, or it's like story arcs were more befitting of what type of show it was and what it was about. I don't know, I don't know. We'll give it a chance. We'll continue to give it a chance, though. If I ever feel like I don't want to continue, I mean, I don't have to. But we're gonna give it a chance, and hopefully it doesn't lose its. Hopefully it doesn't lose too much of its appeal as we continue on. Excuse me. So, yeah, I don't know what to expect because this is episodic. Like, I don't even know if there, excuse me, I don't even know if there's going to be any kind of notable continuity shown. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out. So, yeah, let's just get into this. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. This episode felt a lot like the first one, both in terms of comedy and style. And just plot. Because the first episode is about like, oh, Bob is accused of putting human meat in his burgers. Everyone's like people are going after him for it, and he has to defend himself over it and everything. In this one, Bob is accused of murder because his burgers are made of cow. And people are going after him for it, and he has to defend himself for it. And it's a very similar premise when you think about it. And the funny thing is, there's a lot of vegans out there who would say it's practically the same thing. It's not, by the way. But the premise, like the actual way it's presented and everything, is very similar, nonetheless. The big differences here are the way Bob goes about it, the way Bob feels about it in the end, and just how everything kind of works out and plays out throughout the episode is obviously its own thing. Then there was also this B-plot about Tina seeing emojis in the poop, and Louisa fucking with her by faking them with a piping bag. Because, alright. But I guess the big thing to talk about here would be the entire is consuming, or even in this case, making and selling hamburgers murder? And the answer to both of those is no. Because for a number of reasons. One, making the burgers, you're not actively taking part in the killing of the cows, for one. It's like, so by no ways would you be guilty of that. For two, obviously, as a consumer, you're definitely not involved in that. You're just taking part in eating food. That's the only thing you're taking part in. And the big thing that really ties it all together is 3, killing cows at a slaughterhouse and whatnot for food and stuff is not murder. Because cows do not have human level sentience or intelligence for it to really be considered murder. They're animals. They are honestly inherently lesser than humans. You can love an animal. That's all well and good, whether it be a pet or just animals in general. I love cows. I've been to dairy farms, and although at some points in my life I didn't like cows, I do enjoy them. And it's like, that doesn't mean that I don't like burgers. And it's kind of like with what Bob, I guess, learned at the end of this episode. You can have it both ways. You can genuinely like and enjoy the animals, but still like and enjoy burgers at the same time. And even if some people would say it makes you a hypocrite, it's something you can live with. There is nothing inherently or morally wrong with enjoying burgers or any kind of meat. A lot of these people out there will tell you otherwise, but they really have no real platform. A lot of these vegans who like to argue this. If they don't want to eat meat, that's fine. If they think it's wrong and they want to choose not to do it for their own lives, or if they're doing it for health reasons or whatever else, that's their choice, and that's perfectly fine. I will never hate on a vegan or vegetarian for choosing not to eat meat. That's their choice, and they have that right. But trying to force it on others is where things go bad. One, you should never try to force any kind of belief or ideal on someone else. It's never good. It's never a good thing to do. And most of the time it doesn't work. Most of the time it's just has the opposite effect and gets people upset at you. But on top of it, it's they don't have the platform. They think they do, but they don't. Because their big arguments, even outside of health and everything, all of that, deal down to it's morally wrong, and it's how? Explain how. And none of them really can. It's nothing like killing a human. It's not on the same level at all. Animals have provably lower sentience and lower intelligence than humans. They do not have the ability to rationally think. It's ridiculous. There are some animals that are much smarter for sure, like chimpanzees or dolphins. But, one, do we eat chimpanzees or dolphins? Not typically. There are some cultures that might, but typically speaking, no, we don't. And also, it's they're still not on the level of processing power in terms of intelligence and just brain power in general as humans. And honestly, who cares? It's just this issue that has never been an issue until vegan people suddenly started bringing it up. And it's okay, I'm just gonna continue enjoying my meat, thank you. It's it's not an issue. There's no actual problem here, because there's no moral basis for I'm not gonna get into all of this. I'm just not gonna argue all of this. Yeah, I've argued all of this many times in the past. I'm just not gonna get into it again, especially in a reaction to a cartoon. But yeah, my viewpoint just in general is basically how Bob felt in the end. Or I guess even how Linda kind of felt earlier on in the episode. It's like you can still like enjoy eating meat while acknowledging that you like the animals that it came from. I like cows. Cows are adorable. I like pigs. Pigs are one of my favorite types of animals out there. They're really fucking cute. I would not mind having a pet pig. But that won't stop me from eating pork or bacon or whatnot, because I like pork and bacon. And there's no real reason why I shouldn't. So, yeah. I'm sorry, but again, if you choose not to do that for yourself, that's perfectly fine, and I'm not going to judge you for that because there's no reason to. You have every right to make that decision, but I have every right to make my decision. And in the end, it's just two different dietary habits. Don't judge me, I won't judge you. Leave it at that. But yeah. It wasn't bad. It was just like, I guess, like I said, it was kind of on the same level as the first episode, which, again, not bad, just not as good as episode 2. But this kind of like topic, yeah, of course, this is going to be covered by this series. But I guess we'll see where it goes. They'll honestly, with as many seasons as this show has, they'll probably repeat this and have more veganism related stuff in the future. But yeah. In the meantime, excuse me, I felt that coming. I knew that was coming. In the meantime, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of episode 3 of Bob's Burgers? Let me know, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.